Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Hold on. Hold on, real quick. Give me just a minute. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Oh, mic check, mic check, mic check. I want to start the stream up specifically for um. Mic check, mic check. All right, we good, we good. All right, we good, we good. All right. So we got if y'all hold on, let me see real fast. Let me look at this. Now we going now I want to do a little now I want to do a little reaction to Ant CEO. Particular videos I came across that I watched previous to this stream or prior to this stream. It was something that he said that I um excuse me that he said that I think was a little not so correct and did certain things. But outside of that, from what I'm about to talk about, particularly here, he is a person that I strongly agree with him with a lot of his points. I do. Totally. I strongly agree with him with a lot of his points. But it's just certain things um that just didn't sit right in that I was like, okay, I'm gonna call out. So we got this particular video right here. Hold on, give me a second. Wait, I'm gonna find it. I should have been had them prepped. I don't know why didn't I? Excuse me for that. Um, okay, hold on. Hold on. I can just look it up. I ain't even gonna. Yep. Okay, here it is. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm gonna read in this video too. I forgot about this one. So I watched this a couple days ago on stream, and I didn't really attend to it, but today I'm gonna attend to it. Okay. Nah, I'm not really gonna be playing bully in this stream. To be real with y'all, I just started a stream up just for, you know. I could have went live from my phone too, but okay. So I kind of skipped past the part that y'all probably missed this particular part. Now, in this particular video right here, he is basically um arguing with an older man, um, because the older man, his ideology is, um as you older people have more knowledge and know more than younger people, basically, than a person that's younger. Oh man, this thing keep falling from my thing. Hold on, man. Um, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Now, granted, I do agree with a lot of Ant CEO points. I do agree with a lot of. It's some things that it's just some things he do that I disagree with. Some things that he do that I agree with. Majority of the things he do, I agree with. As a matter of fact, or say I agree with. Phones. Okay. So this is the thing I want to take away from this video, right? So I hold on, man. Let me get back to my phone. Is bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's laggy. And hold on. On the show trash, bro. Okay. So let me give you this. Let me tell you this, right? So when you say that, okay. Let me fall back a bit. Let me go back a little bit. Okay. Now, when you say things along the lines, you're older than me, but that doesn't mean you have more knowledge than me. Now, that's true, but to a degree, and I'm going to explain that. Now, what this guy here is saying in this video, the older cat in the video, he's just making a bad point. He's not explaining it in a way for people to understand, because the way he's explaining it, he's the one that's seeming like he's the one that's not so much educated, right? Or the I don't want to be mean, but the dumb one, really, right? But this is what I'm going to explain here, right? Now, let me let me say this. You got a queen, you got a king and you have a queen, right? That's a king and a queen. And you also have the prince, right? Well, their son. Let's say they have a child, a boy. And when they go, or even if even as they're currently still living, they teach that prince everything that they know through experience, and how to run an empire, right? Full of people, right? That's what they will teach that prince. Let me give you and let me give you an example of where I'm about to get ready to go, because I'm gonna correlate this together, right? Now, let's say you got a dad, right? Okay, let's say your dad is in your life primarily, right? Like he's in your life, like literally, he's in your life. Um, even though black dad's been out the household, it's probably but anyways, my bad. So let's say your dad is in your life, and your dad is a follow the leader type of guy, right? So meaning that he don't have no foundation. Like he's like an I can name somebody that I know personally, but I'm not gonna do that. But he's a let's say your dad is a follower. Like your dad is not no leader whatsoever. Like he does everything. Anybody that he hangs around, his group that he hangs around, he do everything that they do. He talk like them in a sense. He somewhat want to be like them. And so when he gets around you, he's displaying them same traits that them other dudes have, which is his friends that he be around, right? So in a sense, it's like, hmm, why is my father raising me or inspiring me to become a young man, but he doesn't have no foundation or no leadership himself, right? So it's almost like, okay, I bet it's like this. I might as well get raised by these guys that my dad is following after. Because this basically who my dad is, but he's them, he's these three, he's Joe, Rob, and Mikey. These his three friends, Joe, Rob, and Mikey. He's three of them, he's them, but combined together. I might as well get raised by these guys. Or let's say if it was one, let's say for instance if it was one person, I might as well get raised by him, even though you can't. It's not really practical to raise a child, but that's a different video. I mean, that's a different story. I'm gonna say that for a different time. But you as a kid, well, you may not know it consciously, or you may you may not know it fully or understand it thoroughly when you're a child. But it's think about it as if my dad act like these guys, I might as well get right. Let me give you a better example. Let me give you a better one. Is let's say you craving a particular food. Let's say White Castles and Crystals. Oh, if y'all don't know, what Crystals and White Castle is almost like the same, right? And let's say, fence, if you live and you craving like, man, I want some White Castle. I want some White Castle. But Crystals and White Castle got the same food distributors, right? And their food tasted almost identical, right? Now, granted, I never had Crystals, but I seen Crystals and what it looked like, and it somewhat it resembles White Castle, right? So let's say you like, man, I want some White Castle. Oh no, I want some White Castle. And then you walk up the street, or not, no, let me take that back. You find out that it is a crystals near you. You're like, shit, I might as well have crystals. Because it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. Okay, I'm craving White Castle, but crystals, I can go for some crystals because it's the same thing. I might as well have crystals, even though I would take White Castle, but I might as well have crystals. Same thing. I can get raised. My dad raised me, but I might as well get raised by these guys if my dad is following after these guys. So it's like is my dad is not teaching me how to become a man. Even though I'm using the words right, I'm using the words raise for the sake of understanding for most people, right? My dad is raising me to become what these guys are, because what is he? He's basically these guys that he hangs around. So he's not raising me to become a man from his own experience and from what he been through and from what he does. He's raising me to be somewhat like these guys, because these is the guys he follow after. Now, let me go back to the king and the queen. Now, when you are a king and you are a queen and you have a son, and that son is a prince, you are teaching this kid, you are teaching your son, prince, everything that you know. You will teach them how to run a empire once they dead and gone, right? Once they dead and gone, now it's up to you to know how to run. So you think that you're just gonna automatically understand? No, the people that came before you will have to give you that knowledge in order to know how to run things properly and move with functionality and how to run a empire in a specific way, right? So it's like, is that are you running this empire based off what you know or based off what your parents gave you, right? Which is the people that came before you. So it's almost like this. Let me give you an example. I mean, not necessarily an example. Let me I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. So you can be 20 years old when your parents pass away, 50 years old, right? 50 years old. So now you have knowledge beyond your years, what you yet have to experience. But you have the knowledge from them. But how did you get it from them? Because they came before you, because they're older than you, they have more experience than you. When you are a child, when you are a child, so it's almost like, is it your knowledge or is it they knowledge? You get what I'm No, it's almost like that's what it's basically like. Is it your knowledge or is it they knowledge? But so in a sense, it's almost like their knowledge. So it's like them speaking through you almost. That's what it almost be like. And you will also learn things along the way once you've been in power for a certain period of time. Of course you would. But the thing is, the foundation was the knowledge of your parents. That was the foundation. In order, because without no found, you get where you get what I'm saying, right? Hopefully, if y'all not remedial. Hope, well, no, my bad. If you guys are, my bad. Let me digress. You have, so it's almost like they are speaking through you, right? Because if they didn't give you the knowledge, you'll probably still get it, but it will take much longer for you to get it. You'll probably you get where you get what I'm trying to say here, right? So it'll it would take longer. It wouldn't be as fast at the age of 20. So that right there is that right there based in another and let me say this too. When and for him to say that you know more than me, what was the age that Tupac passed away at? Okay, you are saying this in a generation full of research. You can simply a 5-year old or not, I don't say a 5-year old. Let me be a little more realistic. A 13-year old, 12-year old can look up on Google when Tupac passed away. 25. What anybody can, you know what I mean? So that's not really proof. Even though, granted, you should know. You should know when he passed away, right? You should know when he passed away because you're older. But let me say this. Tupac passed away in what was it like 90 like 97 like or 98 something like that I think. Let me fact check it. Let me fact check it before I continue. Let me fact check it. Or maybe or probably was 96. But I'm gonna It was 96. September 13th, 1996. Okay. It was 1996. So, going at 1996, going into 1997. All right. 1996 though. So, this older guy, granted, do you not know if I'm older than you, right? Let's say, fence, you're and CEO specifically. I think he said he's 28. Let's say this guy is 42, 43. He's born in 19. Or let's say, yeah, let's say he's 40. Let's say he's 40 years old. Do you not know if he's 40 years old? So if you 40 years old, you was born in 1984, right? If you're four or yeah, 1984 currently. If you're 40 years old now, or if you want, or 1984, 1985, between them 2 years, right? So let me say this. Do you not know by 1996 that person is older than you, right? That person is much older than you, though. He's 11 years older than you, or 12, my bad. He's 12 years older than you. Do you not know when Tupac passed away? So, he's older, right? Do you not know when that happened? Probably. Do you not know when that happened? He was a child. Now, I'm not saying him specifically. I'm not saying the older guy that was on the string specifically. But But certain things that some people may not know, because when certain things happen in their era, they was also kids as well. You get what I'm saying? And we know kids don't, especially in a era where it was no internet, where it was nothing to look up certain stuff. It was you understand what I'm saying? So they were a kid too. They were a kid too, and kids are ignorant to a lot of things. Not because they're dumb, just because they're still, in a sense, at an adolescence, and they're not focused on the more serious things in life. That's why a kid will typically go to a funeral of someone that passed away and won't cry or won't be upset, and still have, and it still look like they full of excitement, because they don't really get the, I don't want to say meaning of life, but it's a lot of things that they get to understand because they're so young. So like, do you not understand that when Tupac probably passed away, he could have been very young as well, to the point where he didn't even know. Maybe his parents did, but he didn't, right? Or even this. Even, let's say, Vince, if he did know at that age, right? He knew at that age. When time goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, right? 1996, 2006, 2016, 2026. That's 30 years ago, right? That's 30 years ago. That's damn near how old you are. You only 2 years away from that, right? That's 30 years. So if he's older, that's that's a long time ago to him. So when stuff like that happen and we know the vast majority of people don't, especially if it's not a love for Tupac, was maybe he was a poet, not an art, a poet. But most people, when stuff happens like that a long, 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 long time ago, people tend to forget. People, unless that person had a super, 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 super duper, duper big impact on their life, that be the that might be the only time when people tend not to forget. But even still, some people still even forget, right? So now that I said that, so maybe okay, he knew Tupac. Okay, at the time it happened, Tupac passed away in 1996. Okay, boom. As 10 years go past, you your cognitive function may be a little rattled when you try to remember when his, or not cognitive function, I used the wrong word. Your, let me just say, your memory may be a little, it may be a little combusted by that time. It may not be all the way there. You may be like, shit, damn, when he passed away, 1996. What was it, 7 or 6? I know it was somewhere around. I know you hear people talk about that a lot, or people talk like that a lot. If it's something that happened a while ago, they may be like, damn, was it 2020 or was it 2019? Or damn, was it? Damn, what year was it? I know it was between them years, but I don't know specific. My point. But you knew it was in the 20. Like, say if somebody passed away in 2025 or 2020, right? Or 2021, and it's 2030. When them years pass, when them years just pass, you may forget, like, was it 2002 or was it like, damn, I know it was in the 2020s though, but I don't remember specifically when, but I know it's like somewhere in 2020 something, right? So he may not, but I guarantee you that older guy would have never. I almost certain he would have never said like 1980 something. He probably would have said somewhere in the 90s, but he just don't specifically remember when because it was 30 years ago. You, on the other hand, that's almost as old as you. So when you are a person that is among researching things and looking up certain things, that may be something you want to revisit because you wasn't there for that, or you was there but you was 2 years old. You wasn't there for that time, so you wasn't there and fully aware of what was going on at that time because you were only 2 years old. So that may be something that you may want to go back and revisit. You are more likely to tend to revisit that. You get where I'm going, opposed to somebody that was there when it happened. So um and two, like, let me say it like this. Let me say it like this. If you are a person, okay, okay, let me put this, let me make it, let me make it, let me give y'all something right here like this, right? You was in a shop, in a car shop, when this particular car got built, right? So you were there for that. You seen when that car got built. You seen every little thing that went into that vehicle. You seen how they did the steering wheel. You seen how they did the transmission. You seen how they did the brake pads. You seen how they did the carburetor. You seen how they did. You seen how they hooked up the whole entire car. You seen them put that whole car together, right? But let's say for instance, if I'm me, I wasn't there to see how that car was put together. I'm more likely to research. Oh, how was this car made? How was this car put together? Because I wasn't there for it. Do you not? But a person that was there for it really wouldn't do that because they was there for it. Do you not? Now, do you understand what I'm saying? But me, or let me give you an example. Let's say a car. Like, people still got cars from 19 you and where I'm at, they got this thing called they called it the Grasher Cruise. Now, some people pull out modern day sports cars, and some people pull out old school sports cars that was from like the 60s, 80s. You know what I'm saying? Even 50s even, you know. So, people, let's say for instance, they were around when these cars was made, when these cars was built, right? And they know exactly how these cars, they know damn near they know more about these things than these cars than I do, for sure, because they was around in that time. They was around in that time, at that time. Or let me okay, a person was in a car shop, a car in a car dealership. Let's say they was working for a car, like a Ford, and they watched this whole car get put together. As time go on, they may forget certain things, but they're going to remember maybe a smidget of things, but they are not going to remember every single detail. Neither maybe, and not either look it up because they was there for. So it's not something that people tend to want to revisit, not because they don't want to. It may be just more they move on with it. Just it happened. Okay, whatever. I was there for it. They move on. But when I'm not, when you are when I'm much younger, I tend to want to look it up. I tend to have more of a excitement of wanting to know what happened back in them days, opposed to people that was living in it, people that was living in them times. I would like to go back to see things that I wasn't there to experience. You get what I'm saying? Why would somebody? Most people look at it like this. Most people want to look up things and want to know things, or not. I won't say want to know, but people would tend to don't care to know things when they grew up in it at that time, when they was in that particular era. But as time go on, they may forget unless it's brought to their attention again. But if it's not brought to their attention, they people tend to forget. But they're not going to forget to the point where if somebody passed away in 1996, they're not going to go all the way back to what was it, 70 or 80. They're going to say somewhere in the 1990s. So in a sense, they still somewhat remember, but just don't remember specifically when in the 90s. But they know it's in the 90s. You get where I'm going? But you, as being younger, and you have not been around at that time, you tend to want to educate yourself on something that you wasn't around for. So, but and yes, older people do have, and to go back to it, younger people, older people do have typically, on a grand scale, have more knowledge than a younger person. That's true. Older people have knowledge, more knowledge than and I'm talking about majority. They do. Do you think most younger dudes that know how to fix on cars? Do you think most younger dudes that know how to fix on cars fix houses and all that, got that from got where do you think they got that from? Okay, I know you can say trade school, but but trade school is now becoming like a big thing. I'm talking about trade school, or is just now becoming a big thing, like 2010 and up. I'm talking about 2000s, 1990, 1980, 70, so forth and so on. I mean, not so forth and so on, but and further back. How do you think most of these dudes became who they are? Because of their parents, which means they're older. They have more knowledge, experience, and also, as you get older, of course, you're going to learn things that you learn get from your own experience. But the foundation of that was your parents that have more knowledge and older, right? So, mind you, Fred Hampton, he said he was 19 leading the Black Panthers. So you think that his parents didn't give him the knowledge in order to know how to lead the Black Panthers? You think he just learned that by himself? No. So, but I digress. Let's continue. Or, I mean, not let. Well, yeah, I digress. Let's continue. Um. So let's go to this next video. Um, Let me find it really fast. Let me find it. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Mhm. Okay, where is it at? Okay, here it is. I found it right. Okay. Okay. And now, if I agree with some things, I say I agree, or I just be quiet. But when I where I did where when I disagree, I would let it be known, and I would explain why. So basically, this video, the context behind this video is him. It's a dude on TikTok that's primarily known on TikTok. His name, he go by the name of Deontay Kyle, and he gives information somewhat like Ant CEO does a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But a little bit different. His portfolio, I mean, his body of work is more is bigger. You know, Deontay Kyle's, but he gives certain points on his TikTok, and y'all can you look him up and y'all can see for yourself. But basically, he's reacting to Deontay Kyle and things that he disagree with that Deontay Kyle said, basically. And yeah, so let's get to it. Now, granted, again, this is no shot to CEO and CEO, but he is because I agree with like I said, I agree with the majority of stuff he says. And most of the stuff that he say is factual. You know, when it comes to like statistics or analytics, right? Statistics, analytics, whatever you want to call it, right? You almost can't. It's almost like almost dumb to agree to facts because you only can really agree to you only can agree with some with opinions. If you can agree or disagree with a fact? Because in order to agree with something, you can also it's also an option to disagree with something. You can't disagree with facts. You know. So yeah. Okay, now where I'm gonna have to stop him right here is he's getting a little too personal. He's getting personal. Just I'm gonna make this fast. When you talk about someone, when you talk about someone, me okay, when somebody says something and you disagree with of what they're saying, now granted, he was live on this video. So maybe Deontay Kyle maybe said something about him. I don't know. But let's say for instance, if he didn't. Let's say for instance if he didn't, right? Because when I watched this video originally, he never brung up one time Deontay Kyle ever brung up him. Like most people would say, like, and you brought me up talking about me, and look at what you like. He never said that, so I doubt that Deontay Kyle said something about him. He's making points that you disagree with, or maybe simply that are not true. That don't mean get personal. Not foundational black color. More so like Aboriginal and the Aboriginal race, the Aboriginal Indians. But we know what colonizers did with that, and made them almost. They made them to look like, if y'all ever seen the old Redskins logo for football, they made them look like that. Um, they give them long straight hair. Y'all know, y'all. We know. We ain't even got to go down there. You know, most of the stuff I'm saving is only a little bit of. I want to give y'all a grain of salt of everything. When it comes to stuff that I'm saying. Only thing that I'm gonna go 100% on is just me disagreeing with him. But most of the stuff I'm saving. So, but y'all just wait. Y'all just wait. Something good, something great coming. You said you can live in China and be a FBA, foundational Black American. That's what he means, right? So, okay, according to your logic, right? Because this how I'm gonna say it right here, right? Now, of course, if I was born in America, America, however you want to say it, I was born here and I moved to China, of course I will be a foundational Black American. Of course. Cause this is my original homeland. This is where I'm from, right? This is where I'm from. I don't want to hear about where your family from. Where are you from? If I'm from here and I moved to Japan, I moved to China, I moved to India, I'm still a foundational Black American, right? According to right, right. So, right, I'm still a foundational Black American. So, for you to say that, it's almost like it. I want to say, because I'm not going to make it personal. You don't have to say that. You didn't have to say that because that's almost like duh, of course. So you explaining stuff that's kind of like self-explanatory. Like, of course, if I'm born here and I move somewhere, of course I'm still. So what I'm reading between the lines here. What I think you mean is if I'm born in China, I'm a foundational Black American because the first thing that I just explained, you didn't have to say that because that's obvious. So why explain the obvious, right? So it's like, and if you did explain the obvious, that's you indirectly calling people that watch you idiots. So, and I don't think that's a very polite way to and indirectly treat people that watch your content, and invest their time that they don't have to into your content. So what I'm almost what I'm almost thinking you meant is if you born in China, you are a FBA, right? A foundational Black American. Even though, and again, we're not black. First off, black is the color of my PS5 controller. That's black. We're copper. Copper race skinned people. We're not black. That let's black is the absence of light. Do you not know our skin absorb light and radiates it. Do you not know that? Do you not? Black absorb light, but it doesn't radiate light. Do you not know that? So we're not black. That's number one. That's number one. Two, two. Now we got two. Um, like I said before, if I'm born in China, that makes me a foundation, and I'm doing quotations. That's why I wish I had a face cam. But I'm face cam coming soon. Um, a foundational Black American. Really, we're Aboriginals, but I'm going based off what he's saying. Right, I'm going based off what he's saying, just to somewhat ether him a little bit, right, but not make it personal, but make my point very precise and direct. Right, so he's saying we are found if you live in China, if you were born in China, that's a found. That's what I'm thinking he's really trying to say. Because the first one was obvious, as I explained. So if you live in China, right, that means I'm a foundational Black American. Do you not know where a foundation? A foundation is something in the beginning, but you build off of that. Just like how I explained with the parents. Your foundation is your parents' knowledge, but of course you're going to learn things as you keep living, right? You're going to learn things as you keep living in the physical. You're going to learn new things, but the foundation was your parents' knowledge that they gave you. They gave you a head start. That was your foundation, and then you branch off and also learn new things. But that's the foundation, right? The foundation of a house is the very bottom, because without that foundation, the house wouldn't be able to sit up. It will crumble, right? So I'm gonna correlate this to this, to that. If I'm a foundational Black American in China, but I was born in China, how does that make sense? Now, if I'm a because the starting point was me being in America and me moving to China. So America is my foundation. So how can my foundation how can I be a foundational Black American inside? I mean, when I was born in Japan, because like I said, if you said now, like how he's saying, if you move to China but you born in America, you a foundational Black American. How does that make sense? How? I mean, no, no, my bad. I digress. It makes sense. It makes sense. But the thing is, it's almost like, duh. Of course, if I'm born here and I move to China, I'm still a foundational Black American, right? That's almost like remedial to say. It doesn't make sense, right? I mean, and it does make sense, but it almost be like, of course, So yeah, y'all get the point. Let's continue though, right? Or I hope y'all do. And let me not use remedial in essence, because I'm using it in the wrong context. I hope some of y'all are remedial and can get an understanding of what I mean. Oh, okay. It doesn't change my lineage. If I'm a foundational Black American, okay. Now I agree with what he said. Okay, if you're a Democrat, you it doesn't change your lineage. Okay, that's cool and all. You got a point. But I got this one thing to say, right? You, if you're the lineage before you is from America, but you're born in, let's say, China, Are you're not a foundational black American. When you talk about foundation, let's start with you. Your foundation is not from here. You specifically, your foundation is not from here, your foundation is not from here, right? And I don't want to say, because that's almost like giving the elites game that they strategically set up for us control, right? But realistically, let's answer this. Even though we know this is our homeland, and he do say that, and that is absolutely correct. That is so true. That is so true. But however, if your parents are foundational black Americans and you're born somewhere else, hmm, let me think. Do and your parents foundational black American black Americans and y'all stay in China or y'all live in China for a certain period of time and then y'all come back, they can come back. But do you not know you will still, but you will have to get approved for U.S. citizenship? They're not saying, oh, your parents foundational black American, so you foundational black American too. Come right on in. No, you will still be looked at as an immigrant. So let's continue. Just say a black. I'm not a foundation. If I wasn't born in America, but my people was, that means I wasn't okay. See, this is, and this is why I have a problem with this FBA, this foundational black American. So we also have Caucasian people. Just you don't have to specific. You don't have to be specified what we are. If we were here first, if black people predates every other race, we can. Why can't it just be foundational Americans? Why does it have to be foundational black Americans? Why do it have to be foundational black Americans if we was the first race? If we was the first race, we shouldn't feel the need to specify black Americans because it's also white Americans. It's also Asian Americans. So why do we gotta specify when we predate every other race that been here before us? M- Mean after us. We predate every other race. We clear any other race, right? So don't have to specify foundational black Americans. That's why that term to me doesn't make sense, and it's kind of I don't want to use the word stupid or dumb. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. We're just foundational Americans, because even we're not that either. Um, because the original, do you not know the original name was not of here, was not even called America? As a matter of fact, do you not know this is actually Egypt? So that's a whole nother topic. I get into that a different time. I'm not gonna drift too far into that. But the original name of this um the original name of this continent, well, the continent we live in is North America, but the original name of this country was not called America. Do you not know that? Let's say roughly around 300 to 400,000 years ago, you think they was walking around calling this America? We come on, right? Let me okay. You say foundational black Americans, right? Do you not know that this world? Okay, I'm gonna be real, and then I'm gonna keep it to the video. But it's like these points just keep proving and making themselves. Do you not know this somewhat? Okay, we know this is our homeland. We know this is original to us. This is our homeland, right? But do you not know this world currently, this modern world, is not built for, well, they don't, the elites really don't care about nobody, right? We know that. They don't care about no one, really. But mainly they specifically and mainly don't care about us. We don't even got to get to the reasons why they don't care about. Look at, just just look, just go back and do research. It's just that simple. I don't even got to go and explain it. We know this world is not built for us to win whatsoever. We have to face the most adversity than any other race in this country, right? So, the whole way we move and operate in this world is damn near colonized. Us working, us driving vehicles, us living in the fucking in consolidated spaces such as houses, apartments, which is modern day plantations, condos, all this shit. It's a colonizer's way of living, but it's normal now. And it's normalized. So we look at it as being normal. Do you not think that colonizers gave us the word Americans? Do you not think they came over and called this America? When this world is literally built for them to su- to okay to surpass us or to supersede us. Let me When you look in the Bible, it say the first should be last, which is us, and the last should be first. And who is the minority on this planet? We know who. Us. We know who, right? So my point, my point. This and we follow they playbook every single time, right? So my point is, this world that we live in, this colonized world that we live in, that is now normalized, is like driving cars. Do you not? Uh, I'll say that for another time. But we like look at like, oh man, like damn, how we'll be able to get around? How we'll be able to? Because okay, do you not know people back in the day was more advanced than the people of today? I'm just speaking in layman's terms. I'm not going to jump in. I'm not going to get to the specifics on how and why. But do you not know that people back in? I'm not talking about 1900s, 18. I'm talking about long time ago, like before any other race got here, or when they was just getting here, was way more advanced than we are now. And last time I checked, I thought when as time go on and time as time propel as it goes forward, things advance, things get smarter. That's what I thought. Am I wrong? I thought as time goes on, things supposed to get more advanced. Not how they how was they more advanced than us? As it's like as time go went on, it's like we digressed. We went backwards. Actually, we're doing worse. So tell me, how do that work? But it's based off the stipulations that are normalized in this modern day world. Traffic lights, pollution, plants, cars, damn near The food, mainly the food. Anything that you can damn near think about, phones, internet, all this is the colonized way of living. But it's normal now. Worshipping money, needing money to damn near to basically exist, right? So based off this, so basically in a sense we know this is our homeland, but the world is ruled by them. We all know this, and it has been ever since they got into power 5 to 6 thousand years ago, right? So do you not think that they came up with a word? Do you not think they came up with the word America? And that got and we and as as a people normalize that as well. We normalize that. We normalize the word America. So out of everything that they did to this country that we was on originally, do you not think that they also gave it their own name too, which is America? Do you not think they did that opposed according to every other thing they did on this planet? I mean, not on this planet, my bad. In this country, in the world, do you not think they do you in this country? Do you not think that they named this America? When you look at everything else they have done, do you not think they came up with the name America as well? Why would they have an unfinished product? Like, we gon' colonize their way of living, but we gonna keep the original name. We gonna keep the original name, but we ain't gonna keep the original. But we ain't gonna keep the original ways of how they live. No, no. They finished the whole product. That would be considered an unfinished product. So you think they gonna colonize the way how we live now? But but leave us with the original name of the country they colonized? No. So to call yourself a foundational Black American is dumb, like almost dumb, because you calling yourself the name that colonizers gave you, and to think that is okay. So foundational Black American is, come on, man. And I don't mean to yell, but I'm just, you know, I apologize. My bad. Let's continue. Oh no. So you're saying that the 45 plus million Black Americans that are in America don't do anything. They just don't handle their business. And last time I checked, we civilized this country. We made this country uphold the same rights and policies that it was claiming that it was doing. Right? We civilized this country. So when you say we're not outside, you basically disrespecting all of our ancestors and you're disrespecting all the people that's still here now. To say that FBA is on our side because FBA is not a group. Yes, correct. We did civilize this country. We already had a civilization, or we already had multiple civilizations already. We did. That's absolutely true. But that's almost like, duh, we civilized this country. We was here first. If we weren't gonna civilize it, who else was gonna civilize? That's another thing. Don't bring up stuff that's obvious. Like that's bringing up an obvious point. Of course we did. We was here 100,000 plus years before any other race showed up. Of course we did. If we didn't, who else did? It's like, of course, duh, we did. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a movement. FBA is not an ideology. FBA is not something that you can just become. It's not a contract that you sign. There's no money being funneled through. There's not a subscription that you have to get. Right? FBA is simply your lineage, my nigga. Now, you foundational Black. Do you think these people are ancestors back in the day back in the day? Do you think they was walking around calling themselves? Do do you think do you think they was do you think it was, do you think our ancestors was walking around calling themselves foundational Black Americans? Do you like be real? Do you really think that? Don't be genuine and think. Be th- okay, I better be going too far. But back in the day, do you think, do you think that our ancestors was walking around and calling themselves foundational Black Americans? Man, you gotta be a fucking idiot if you think so. You gotta be, something gotta be wrong with you, because that is not the original name of this. That is not the original name of this country. Colonizers gave us that name. They gave so man. Okay, let's continue, bro. Issue, and what a lot of these goofy niggas have an issue with is delineation, and that's fine. You allowed to have an issue with delineation. I don't see anything wrong with delineation. I think it's important. I think all people should delineate, and they do. It's just an issue when we do it. But if you have an issue with delineation, that's okay. But what you're doing is you're correlating delineation with FBA. You're acting like that's the same thing. Delineation is an ideology. FBA is lineage. So I need you to what you need to stop. A lineage. I'm trying to coincide both of those things so you can make an argument because that's really what they want to do. So let's keep going. And sorry for the fact. That's almost saying FBA is like a. That's almost like saying Black Lives Matter is a lineage. You may ask. You may think, how is Black Lives Matter a lineage? Because it's something that they give you as black people to promote or to almost like promote violence. Let me give you an example. If you walk around, if you go around a lot of a predominantly white area, I'm not saying they don't even have to necessarily be full fledged racist people. It don't have to be a full fledged racist area, let alone. And you walking around with a Black Lives Matter shirt on, a Black Lives Matter sticker on your car. When you try to force somebody to like you or to like what you stand for, we know what that leads to: riots, war, division, all that. We know what that leads to, right? And they gave it to you, but do you not know racist white America fund Black Lives Matter? Do you not know that? Do you not know racist white America fund Black Lives Matter? Do you not know they have their hand in that? But that's the same thing you go around preaching, saying Black Lives Matter. But you don't even know that, for an example, do y'all remember when Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? But do you not know Joe Biden idolized one of the grand wizards of the Ku Klux Klan? Do you not know that? Robert Byrd, do you not know Joe Biden idolized Robert Byrd and what he was doing? A grand wizard of the KKK, but he got the nerve to say, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black," and also was advocating for Black Lives Matter as well. Do you not? So do you not see the correlation there of how they give you something, but it's by them racist, but they want you to go out there and protest and do all this BS and get yourself harmed. That's almost like that's idolizing what a racist person give you. That's almost like idolizing what foundational Black Americans. That's almost like idolizing what racist America gave you. Colonizers gave you. Same thing. But let's continue. This man is screaming and yelling like a little girl. And granted, again, I don't agree with him getting so personal. Let's keep going. Work against the internet looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and call tethers all day. I don't see these niggas doing no work against none of these fucking Nazis, none of these fucking Klansmen, nothing. All I see is them niggas calling it. That's true. I agree with that point. That's absolutely true. But do you not know they still promote indirectly? They still promote the Ku Klux Klan indirectly. You may wonder how. I'ma say that. I'ma say that. I ain't even. I'ma say that. I think where they both where Deontay Kyle was wrong. Just say, well, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Let's continue. You said you're gonna come over here with a level of respect. Hmm. Interesting. I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic. Uh, do you think? Do you think Greeks, Romans, Italians? Do you think they can't or conquistadors? Do you think they came over here with a level of respect? Do you think that? Do you think that the Crusades? Do you think? Do, do you think they came over here with a the? Do you think they came over here with a level of respect? This wasn't original to them, but you. It's funny that you say that, right? You say you're gonna come over. You're gonna come over here with a level of respect, but that's funny to me that you say that. But y- I guarantee you, you probably think you a nothing ass person if you don't got a couple. And I'm not saying that's. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not saying that that's is 100% true because I don't personally know this man. But you, I guarantee you feel like you are a ain't shit person when you don't have no money. Who brought money here? Hmm. The person, the people, or I said persons, my bad. The people that colonized this country and gave money so much power. Well, they gave it, but we also give it power. We don't. We. That's we question everything else, but that's one thing that we don't question. Why is that? We don't question it because we we want to get it. We want to get so much of it to a certain point where we're comparing ourselves to people and want to be better than the next person because everybody is so damn egotistical. But that's that's let me digress from that. Let me digress. Let me fall back a bit. Do you not know you follow they playbook? And I remember, and I watched one of his videos, and he had something about God. He had said something about God, and I promise y'all, 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 I am not lying. I was looking at a video with him. It was, if y'all know NCO, he was on a date. He was talking to, he was doing his dating segment, and he had said something about God. Do you not know who gave you that? Do you not know? And he didn't bring it up in such a negative way. Do you not know who gave you that? Do you not know who gave you the ideology or the belief system that God is real? We don't got to answer that. We already know who. So, in a sense, you following a playbook. So they came over here with no respect, colonized where your ancestors came from. In this video later on, he says, I'm not going to let my ancestors' work go to waste. But you follow something that was your ancestors heard and was read to before they got hung and beat. Okay, but you, so, but you see, you say I'm not gonna let my ancestors work go to waste, and also, also, you say you gonna come over here with some respect, so you ain't gonna come over here being disrespectful. Well, colonizers came over here being disrespectful, and you're following their disrespect. You're going by everything they gave you. You going by everything they disrespected your ancestors by, and passed down, and you're still going by their rules. You're playing by their rules. So, in a sense, you're respecting a person that disrespects you or disrespected your lineage. Let's continue. Wait. He said, wait. Hold on. Let me Okay, I don't really get his point by that. Kamala Harris. Okay. But do you not know? Okay, since we bringing up stuff, okay, do you not know? Kamala said she would never write a bill for no race, but wrote a bill for Asians because they had one bad like year. I think. Not I think. I know. Do you not know that? But let's continue. See, and it's so funny. I do want to bring this up and see to about and CEO. Not no knock to him, but you bring up lineage so much. You talk about this foundational black American BS so much, and I'm not getting personal. I'm keeping it on the point. I'm not personalizing and saying anything specifically about him. Like uh that nigga like his ill like his breath stink. I'm not getting personal. I'm bringing up the points that he makes about the topics that he talks about. You talk about lineage and all this so much, but it's like you only talk about recency. Go back. You only talk about recent things that happened in maybe it's early even as the 1960s, but that's relatively still recent opposed to the our lineage being here 400,000 years. You only going back. You only going back like 70 years ago. So in a sense, opposed to us being here for 3 to 400,000 years, that's recent. So that's not even a quarter of how long we've been here. So let me say this: you talk about lineage so much, man. For real, he talks about lineage so darn much, so much, but you know so little about lineage, and it shows. And you may say, "How? Why you say so?" This is why I say that. You may you this is specifically why I say that. Right? This is why I say that. Now, okay, you said I bet you can't go over somewhere and get into power. I bet you can't do that. I bet you can't. Oh wait, let's. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? No, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. You can't be. What was this? What was that one dude name? Um, what was his name? Bro, geez, help me out. Help me out. Um, what was that? What was his name? He was an Indian dude that always used to be on YouTube ads, and he looked it funny. What was his name, bro? Not Neon. No, 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 no. Not Neon. He was like a. I think he was like he was like a not a governor, but a mayor or fuck. I can't remember his name. I swear I can't remember his name, dog. He be into politics. He be on, and then when we ride around the city, you will see him on billboards and shit. And he got like big eyes, and he it look like he's sick. Fuck, I can't think of his name, but if I'm not mistaken, he was running for mayor, I believe. I'm almost sure he was running for mayor. He was running for mayor. I can't. I swear I can't, y'all. I promise y'all. I can't. I can't remember his name. But hold on. Let me go. What was his? I know. Okay. Let me. Indian. Um. Yes. What the fuck, man? What was that guy name, bro? Oh my gosh, man. I know it's bro. What was his name, bro? He always used to be on the YouTube ads, and he always looked like he was sick. Like, I forgot his name, man. His name. Send me the screenshot. Send me the screenshot. I can't remember the guy name though, man. He didn't have no facial hair or nothing. He just looked as sick. Huh. It don't matter. All right, I'm about to look at it right now. Yeah, we gonna get back to what this stream was about. I just, I'm just trying to. No, not no, no, no. No, it's name one of them. His name was you I'm gonna just look up YouTube ad Indian. Okay, YouTube ad Indian guy. Okay, come on, bro. My phone acting dumb now, man. My keyboard not showing. Man, hold. I'm gonna just look up YouTube ad Indian. Oh my gosh, man. Look up. Was he a lawyer or man, bro? I can't think of this man, bro. Man, bro. I know he looked like a sick guy. Like where I'm from Michigan, y'all. If you ride around like Detroit, like you will see him on billboards. Like you will see him like when you on like I-95 or like 696. You will see him there. You will see him there. I just can't. Ah, man. Man, where did he go, man? Oh man, freak, bro. Man, he looks sick. Like he sent what you got a picture of him or something? All right, hold on. No, I'll look it up now. No, I'm about to check now. Yes, him, right there. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Him, bro. Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This guy. Yeah, him. That guy. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah, him. And let's go to copy. Hold on. Let me just fact check this real quick. A United States representative. Hmm. A representative for the United States. No, I appreciate it, cheese. That's exactly what I was talking about, though. Yes, him right there. Well, born. Where was Sharif Senator born? India. Chakotay. You said, huh? Say it again, cheese. They y'all see so y'all get my point. You talk so much. You do. But man, he is from Chakotay, India. Now he's a representative for the United States. What do you do when you represent somebody? When you represent something, for an example, where Okay, let me say this. It's almost like when okay, if I work at a car dealership and somebody comes to buy a car, right? And I'm showing them every car, and I'm showing them cars that they're interested in. It may be a certain way I might act a certain way appropriately because I represent this company. You telling me you can come all the way from India and now be a representative for the United States of business? Come on, let's be real. And you said have no position of power. He's now a U.S. representative. I literally just when I thought he was a lawyer or a mayor, but I I I was going a direction, but I end up stumbling across something else. Something end up stumbling across something else. Do you not know it's a you? I just looked and seen it's a Indian mayor. But you just said Indians won't be getting positions. But this is exactly what you just said. But you can go on. You can look this stuff up. It's dead in your face that it's Indian mayors. You can look this stuff up. Come on, man. You can't be real. And then you said, "Where's Barack Obama from?" Hmm. Do you not know Barack Obama? No, no, he's from America. But Barack Obama is from Chicago. That's where he was born. Chicago. Look up where Barack Obama was born. And I'll wait. That's where he was born. Honolulu, Hawaii. I could have sworn it was Chicago. My bad. I almost. I could have. Okay. Okay. My bad. My bad. I thought it was Chicago. My apologies. My apologies. Okay. Um. All right. Hold on. Let's go back to the video real fast. No, we'll never have it. I doubt it. Never. Yeah. Yeah. Never. Okay. Let me look up. Was Barack Obama? Because I could have sworn it was Chicago, but I'm gonna get back to it. Okay, he moved to Chicago. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, I knew it was. I knew he had something to do with Chicago though. Okay, all right, all right. Now we gonna go back to the video. I misspoken right there. Uh, that thumbnail I seen was just freaky. All right. Okay. Mm. Okay. He's from Kenya. You can go on the internet right now. Does it say Kenya? His people are from Kenya. That doesn't mean he's from Kenya. He's he's Kenyan. He's Kenyan, but he's not from there. You said where he's from originally. When you, I'm not even gonna get into that. I mean, I'm not gonna get into. I'm not even gonna say that. It's self-explanatory. Me explaining that is almost retarded, borderline retarded. I don't. I'm not even gonna explain that. That's not even nothing to explain. Where he's originally from. You ain't say what is his ethnicity. What is he? What what ethnicity is he? What ethnicity is he? You didn't say. Now, if you said he's Kenyan, that's different. You said where's he from? He's not. Okay, we just said okay, okay. We just told her what we just said, right? So we ain't gotta go back down that road. Hating hating anybody is not. I, hating anybody is, and my personally to me, is not really a good thing for what you said. Anybody means individuality, individuals. Now you can say I hate a group. Now, if a person do something or a group of people that you do, like I hate all black people. If I was white saying this, I hate all black people or copper race people. I hate copper race people or a white. I'm speaking from a white standpoint. I hate all black people. So when you say all, when you say I hate. Now, if you say I hate anybody that's black, but when you say anybody, when you just say any, when you just say anybody, it's almost like you're speaking in as a in for individ. You're speaking in an individual way, like to the point where you may just hate a specific person that is that color or that race. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. He said, "Hey, people." My fault. I thought he said anybody. My bad. My bad. I'm moving too fast, man. I'm moving too fast. My fault. Okay. Now, I already explained that, about what he just said about knowing your place, but um, okay. But then in the last video, he just say, "Bro, do you know me?" So how you just gonna instantly assume that he haven't? Now I'm almost certain he haven't either. You know what I'm saying? But it almost. But how you was kind of going on? How you was going on the older cat? It was, "Do you know me? Do you know what I've been through? Do you know?" So same thing. Do you know him? Do you know what he had? And I'm being fair. I'm not being biased here. I'm just being real. Well, why don't you feel the same way? But everything else, I'm not saying nothing. I'm letting them go. Absolutely, I agree with majority of everything he said. Tribal warfare is a thing, but that's something I also want to save. So, I am gonna talk about that soon, soon, man, soon. Y'all just wait, man. I got something coming, man. I promise y'all. I kind of just want to keep everything on the stream surface level, pretty much. Or try my best to. My bad. I mean, okay. No. We already explained that. But you do everything that. Okay. I'm supposed to support you because you look like me. Well, it depends on what. Now, if let me say this, if it's evilness or it's evil intent behind what that person that looks like you is doing, I get you. But if it's things in a positive light, because again, that's obvious. Of course, somebody doing negative. Of course, if somebody doing things negative or things that you know that are with evil intent, that's almost like dumb. Like, of course, I wouldn't support you. That's anybody. Even if you, even if you did just look like me, but you was a foundational Black American. This is this is what I have to say about that. Right. Um. Maya, I want to keep everything surface level. It's a lot of stuff that I'm like I let them ride for like the past like 2 3 minutes for the most part. Um, just because it's certain things I want to hold off on. It's a lot of things I want to hold off on. I don't want to give away too much because a lot of these topics and things I am going to be talking about super soon. Hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully sooner than later, man. Just bear with me. But I want to keep everything somewhat simplistic, surface level. Okay, do you think, uh, in a sense, right, a white racist cares about Let alone, do you think a white racist? Because we ain't talking about all white people. We got cool white people. But do you think a white racist does their research or even looks up or even cares about educating themselves on what Africa, Sudan, Morocco got? Do you think they care? A white racist is going to see a black person and look at them as don't care if they're African, American. They don't care about that. You are still black. You are still. They look. Do you think a white racist is going to be like, oh no, that person not black, they African? They don't even know. They don't even know everything. They don't even care about looking up their own culture. So what makes you think they're going to go and look up ours? I mean, of course they'd be able to tell that person African, but they still look at you a white racist will still look at you the same, whether you're African or if you're from here. They're still going to look at you the exact same because the point is you look like an American. Let me give you an example. I'm a person I'm someone. I'm walking down the street. I'm not a gangster, but I'm not a gangster. But if if I'm walking down the street, I'm sagging my pants and I got a do rag on with some Tims and you know, and I'm walking around with a beater on, I give off the aesthetic that I am a gangster, even though I'm not a gangster, but I look like a gangster. So automatically they're going to classify me with being a gangster, right? Same exact thing. Yeah, they're African, but you look like that. So I'm just going to classify you as being black. I'm not going to separate, oh, well, they African, then no, you're black. So they're still going to treat you in the same fashion as they still going to treat you in a racist way as such as they will do with a person that is copper race that is from America. They're still going to treat you the exact same. If you if you not a gangster for if you out in a war if you out have in a war zone and okay that's dumb. I ain't never mind. I'm not saying it. But if you not a gangster or I if you're not a gangster, but or you not a thug or whatever, but if you have thug attire on walking in a certain neighborhood, they're going to classify you, even though you're not that, but you look like that. So when you say I'm supposed to support you because you look like me, I mean, in a sense, if they're doing something, because of course, if they're doing something negative, you're not going to support them. So that's almost like you don't. That's not even a point of emphasis to even bring up. But what I would say, if they're doing something positive, yeah, I mean, I think you should support them. Yeah, I think you should. I, I mean, I would at least rather support someone that looks and that is the closest to me, opposed to supporting what white people that are nowhere near close to me do. I would rather support the person that look closest to me opposed to You get what I'm saying? But you will support they rules and regulations and they stipulations that they provide. You get what I'm saying? And they have the worst and the most evilest ones that we know we ain't got to go through. So this person does not speak for me. Do you not know? Now I just explained to y'all a white racist look at all y'all the same. I promise y'all. The white racists look at all y'all the same. Do you not know as a black person when you do something that is bad and white racist and racist America white racist well racist America sees that? Do you not know you represent everybody in your race? Now, granted, we are, in a sense, black people and Africans, we are the same skin tone, maybe not the same race nor an ethnicity, but racist America, which is the people in the sense that we have to battle the most, see us the same. So we, according to them, we are the same race. We are the same people. So do you not know when you do something bad or you do something negative, you that reflects on the whole your whole community. Exceptional support you because you look like me? No, that's it. So you should be called out where you're from, but we should put a light onto that because this person does not speak for me. But guess what? It's called delineation. That don't have nothing to do with FBA, nigga. FBA is a lineage. FBA ain't got nothing to do with delineation. Those are two separate things. Let's keep going. Blood. Want to check a nigga papers. Sound like ICE. Another three-letter organization. Killing and perspective or hate speech and fear mongering. But a lot of us only know how to be in community with abusers. So when niggas start talking about healing, when niggas start talking about organization, we start talking about inclusion, we start talking about mass communal practices. You've never seen that. That's not your experience. That's not where you feel comfortable. Calling niggas names, checking niggas verification. What hood is this? What hood is that? Now, if we was gang banging and killing each other, it would be a problem. But it's not a problem when a nigga asks where you from and it's on the internet and it's on the basis of a culture that we created out of oppression. You don't want to let other niggas. Wait. What this nigga just say? Hold on. You feel comfortable calling niggas names, checking niggas verification. What hood is this? What hood is that? Now, if we was gang banging and killing each other, it would be a problem. But it's not a problem when a nigga asks where you from and it's on the internet and it's on the basis of a culture that we created out of oppression. You don't want to let other niggas participate in your culture because he just mess up his own point. He said it would be a problem. Did he just like destroy his own point? Is he an idiot? I don't understand. He just messed up his own point. I think he's talking too fast. I think he don't even understand what he just said. He just went against your own point. That's not where you feel comfortable. Calling niggas names, checking niggas verification. What hood is this? What hood is that? Now, if we was gang banging and killing each other, it would be a problem. But it's not a problem when gang banging and killing people is a problem. Okay. Nigga ask where you from, and it's on the internet. That we create. Oh man. Okay, so did you just correlate? Let me get this straight. Did you just correlate black people killing each other due to gang violence and asking people where they're from? That's the same thing, or it should be seen as the same. Okay. Mic check, mic check. Yo, my headphones about to get ready to die soon, so just bear with me. I'm gonna try to hurry up and knock this out. This a hour long video. So asking them, hey, where are you from? Because why do you feel so? Why do you feel this way? Where is this mentality? Okay, let me the run same level of someone coming over here from another country. Wait, and asking people where they're from. That's the same thing, or it should be. Wait, hold on, dang. Nigga, ask where you from. Okay. And it's on the internet. It's on the basis of a culture that we created out of oppression. Okay. Okay, so did you participate? Okay, so did you just correlate? Let me get this straight. Did you just correlate black people killing each other due to gang violence and asking people where they're from? That's the same thing, or it should be seen as the same level of someone coming over here from another country and causing issues in our community, and we call them out and ask them, "Hey, where are you from? Because why do you feel so? Why do you feel this way? Where is this mentality coming from?" Are you saying that those are the same things? Is this nigga stupid? Wait, hold on. That's where you from, and it's on the internet. And asking people where they're from. Okay. That's the same thing. You okay? So did you participate? Okay, so did you just correlate? Let me get this straight. Did you just correlate black people killing each other due to gang violence, and asking people where they're from? That's the same thing, or it should be seen as the same level of someone coming over here from another country and causing issues in our community, and we call them out and ask them, "Hey, where are you from? Because why do you feel so? Why do you feel this way? Where is this mentality coming from?" Are you saying that those are the same things? Issues in our community. I guarantee you, ain't nobody saying that. Anyways, asking them and asking people where they're from. That's the same thing. Majority of people. Majority of people. uh, I don't want to be mean, man. It should be seen at the same level of. Did you just correlate black people killing each other due to gang violence, and black people killing each other due to gang violence? Okay. That's the same thing, or it should be seen as the same level of someone coming over here from another country and causing issues in our community, and we call them out and ask them, "Hey, where are you from? Because why do you?" Not really causing issues. You was talking about in our community. So when you say our communities, mind you, now now both are horrible. Cause both that somebody coming from a different country, um coming in our communities, destroying them, and um uh and gang violent killings or deaths. Both of them are bad, but maybe they're just looking at it as it's not. I'm just gonna contribute to the problem that's already in this community. What's the worst that can happen, right? For an example, if I go to let's say, I go down a street that looks, or not even me. Let's say if someone goes down the street that got nothing but abandoned houses, it looks dirty, it looks filthy. This whole street just it's bad. Do you not know people are more likely to litter when they if they drive past? They more likely just to throw something out the window because they look at it like, it's whatever. The community over here is not good or it's not up to par. So I don't, opposed to you driving past a very nice neighborhood with mansions, green grass, you are less likely to litter. You are less likely to litter opposed to if you're going down a street or in a particular community where it's nothing but vacant houses and it's nothing but abandoned, it's nothing but a vacant houses and it's and the community just look piss poor. So in a sense, it's like, shit, what's the worst that can happen by me just contributing to the dirtiness and the poorness already with this community? This way. Where is this mentality coming from? Within this community, what's the worst that can happen by me just littering? It's already dirty. It's already abandoned houses. And let's say if an African, or not an African, but somebody, a person come from another country, and they coming over here for, let's say, better opportunity, and they found out certain hustles or ways to increase their wealth. Yeah, it's like I live in a community where people smoke, do drugs. I live in this community, so why not? Because you want specific on what. So I'm a help you out a little bit. Let's uh so if you're in a community that does drugs, that's heavily on smoking, that smokes a lot of weed, smokes it, boom. Let's say they do that, and you come from another country, and now you see like, okay, I see a lot of people addicted to it. Okay, boom. This a way I can make some money. Let me give you this. Like Asians. Asians know black women love weed, love black dudes, gotta wear they do rags. They know this type of stuff. So what they do, they have beauty supplies primarily in urban communities where a lot of melanated people reside because they know that is where most of their money going to come from. People, melanated women want to go there, buy weave, buy hair. They know that's where most of their money. They know that's where most of their income is going to come from. Hey, cheese, can you hear me? Want to make sure my mic good. Okay, that is where most because I know if you can hear me, the stream can. So that is where most of their money come from, right? So just look at it. We in Asia. We mean not say Asia. We in China. Hmm. Not an opportunity. We move to America. Okay, we see these black women not wearing no afros. We see them not wearing no puffballs. We see them not wearing a natural hair. We see them wearing fried dye laid to the side, blonde wigs, this, that, whatever. Right? We see them we see them wearing hair that's not natural to theirs. Boom. Let's open up a store and let's make synthetic hair to put over their pheromones that they can get recognized by. Right? Okay. Let me okay. Let me step back. I'm going too far. I want to keep everything surface level again. Let me go back. I want to keep everything surface level. That's a hustle. I see they're not wearing hair that's not theirs. We can make a beauty supply that sells hair as such as they wear, or we can sell hair that mimics hair that's not theirs. Boom, that's a hustle. Same thing. Let me go into a community where I see a lot of people doing a specific thing like smoking weed, doing drugs. Boom. I come from a different country. I'm about to get ready to make, and I'm coming here for better opportunity. And I know it's harder for me to get a job based off me just now getting a legal citizenship because I'm obviously in America now, or not even that. Or you don't have citizenship yet. So in a sense, you still looked as an immigrant. So it's harder for you to get a job, right? Or not necessarily because you got Mexicans. You got that do construction and but let's say if that shit my let's say if that lane is not for everybody. Let's say if everybody doesn't want to do that extraneous work because they come from that country, they come from their country doing extraneous work for nothing, for maybe not a good amount of pay. But they don't want to come to somewhere where they think that it's the land of the free and do the same thing that they was doing in the country they came from, right? So therefore, let's say if that's not for everybody, right? And they want to do something a little easier. That's an easy come up depending on if they in a neighborhood that does does them things. So let me contribute to that and make me a hustle out of these people habits. Is this nigga stupid? I'm gonna ask you, nigga, where you from? Where is this nigga from? You said, huh? I ain't never. One time, bro, my mic keep doing this thing. It be beeping when it about to die. You said what? Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. It was one lady. It was one lady that came in there and was like, she was advocating for. I can't remember for what it was. For what it was, but the Asian dude had like punched her, that or like slammed her on the ground, or he had put his hands on her, basically got physical with the lady and like harmed her. And that was like a that was I don't know if that was last year or 2 years ago. It was somewhere around there. Oh, know that. I ain't know that. You know that it makes it's like they accused him of stealing. Well, I mean, did he pay for it? Uh, oh, oh yeah. Mm, they, hey, you know, since we speaking on ages, I personally had experienced a racist encounter with an Asian. I ain't gonna say her name, but she had called me something, and she had called me a racist word in her language. You know, um, she had called me a racist word in her language. But I ain't gonna say who name on stream. I'm not gonna do that. But it happened to me before. You know. I'm being I ain't like nigga. Is you crazy, my nigga? Where is you from, dude? You just try to act like those things are like the equivalent, nigga. Those are not equivalent whatsoever. You just prove FBA's point of why we need to delineate while trying to challenge it. This nigga's a dummy. Races of a culture that we created out of oppression. You don't want to let other niggas participate in your culture because they come over here and degrade him. And you know, was mama white? I didn't know his mama was white. Oh, that tells me a lot. Now you got some people who mama white. That's cool, right? I know some real. Okay, y'all. Um, so what we about to get ready to do is I'ma end this stream. I'ma be back on. I might get on. I'm not sure. I might be back on today. Later on today, I might be back on stream. I might get back on stream and finish this what I'm talking about. My mic keep beeping when it's about to get ready to die. It be beeping like every like minute or two. It just beep 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 and it gets annoying. So I'm gonna put my headset on the charger and later on we gonna um continue this. Um so uh stay well. Um Anybody come across the stream, very much appreciated. Till next time. Y'all take care.